Hello, friends. I'm Ashley from Willow's Home Decor. If you're watching this part, you're catching them on the replay. Comment replay, and if you have any questions, please feel free to message me or comment. If you are watching this on YouTube, thank you. This is pre-recorded on Facebook. I do lives on every Wednesday at 6:30 Pacific, and then I put them on my YouTube afterwards. So we're gonna continue our Christmas in July in just a second. Hello, hello. Okay, I had to message the designer of this file because I had a question and she just messaged me back. So, hi Holly, thank you. Okay, let's see. Okay, so you probably can't see what I got here on my table right this moment. Let's see if I can. So we're gonna paint a Santa tonight, and okay, so this guy is a little shelf sitter. He's super cute. He's got some cute like stitching around him. I have never painted this one, so you're gonna be along for the ride. I messaged the designer because there's this part here and I was like, why does it have this weird gap? Apparently there's two versions of it. I didn't see that, and this is the one that I cut. But it does have these bells, and I guess this is to put your like thread through for the bells, so it can be hiding underneath. It's like he's holding it. So I guess I'm gonna be doing that, or we're just gonna ignore it, and there's a piece that covers it, so you won't really know anyways. But yeah. Okay, so I have no clue what I'm gonna do other than obviously traditional coloring, Santa colors. So, and then he has this little base. There is an option with like a kickstand, but then I saw this one and I chose to do this one because I just think it's easier, and the kickstands are kind of annoying sometimes. And then this is today's 12 days of Christmas options. Of course I had to do 2 again. So I posted about this one, and then I'll probably post about this one after we're done here, but I painted those today, and I think they're pretty cute. The gingerbread, and then the sweet friends. It's a little teacup with the gingerbread and the snowman. So I've been trying to do reels for those since Facebook likes reels. So anyway, okay. Okay, so now I can put this away. Now that I got her message. And then the other fun thing about this guy is that he has a little spot to put a tea light, which is where this little star is. And there's a hole there. So the tea light is meant to come through the back. So we'll see how this all comes together. I feel like if you're gonna do the tea light, then doing the bells doesn't really make sense, which now that makes sense because there is an option without the tea light in the file. So I think I'm gonna do the one with the tea light, and then maybe I'll just have to paint another one another time. Okay. We're getting some Arizona weather today, Holly. Okay, not really, but it was like in the low 90s, which is hot for us. Let's see, I don't know what colors I'm gonna do for everything. Just kind of decide as I go. So this has these little score lines, and yeah, ugh. There's no way I could live in Arizona unless I was like forced. Too hot. I am not meant for that kind of weather. Today's not been too bad, but I did have to clean the Airbnb, and we do not have air conditioning. We don't have air conditioning in this house. Thankfully, the basement's really cool, and then we do have a portable unit for our bedroom. But yeah, it was getting pretty toasty in the Airbnb by the time I left. So we'll see. But it's supposed to cool down again tomorrow to like the 70s, so they'll survive. Hopefully. Yeah, it's humid here. And then now we have the smoke coming from Eastern Washington's on fire. British Columbia is on fire. Canada is always on fire. And so we are getting smoke from both of those. And it's finally starting to roll in over here, which is never fun. So today you could, I wouldn't say barely see, but like Mount Rainier was definitely in a fog. Okay, so he has these little presents. I don't know what color I'm gonna do those. I'll decide after I do the main part. And then he has like multiple pieces. The tree, and then his arm goes over the top of that. But then this is his head. And for this guy, we're gonna have to paint in, there's score lines here to show you where his face is. I don't know if you can see that, there you go. And this is his beard. So we're gonna have to just paint around that. My preference is when all the pieces are separate, so it makes it easier to paint, but this one's not like that, so that's okay. Okay, and let's see what, I have my paints here from my gingerbread. I need to switch them out. Most of the pieces are separate, so that's nice. So I'm gonna do some red and white, obviously. Yeah, it's been like really humid here, I feel like, and then like 94, I think it was today. It says right now it's 92. And then tomorrow, I haven't looked at the weather again, but it was supposed to rain, so that's fun. And go down to 70 degrees. So we'll see. Hopefully, last week we had weird thunderstorms. I'm hoping we don't have that again because the dogs do not love that. Okay, I'm going to start with the white, I guess. And as always, I'm using my makeup wedge and dabbing the areas that are going to be white. So you have some score lines here, but you can go over them because those are going to be covered up. You'll just want to be careful and either use a brush or be really careful around the area that the face is. Where you're going to see his skin tone. So I'm just using the edge of my makeup wedge and just kind of getting right in there next to the score line and dabbing it. If you go over it, it's not the end of the world because you're going to paint over that again with your skin tone. Oh. You can also wipe it off if you get over the edge. Forgot what I was doing. Yeah, it's not humid like East Coast humid or the South, but it definitely felt a little humid today. You could feel the kind of dampness in the air. But of all places, I guess our weather's pretty mild. Besides, I mean, when we get a ton of rain. That's not always, I don't mind the rain, but when it rains for days and days and days, that's not my favorite. You probably like the dry heat over that humidity, I'm guessing. I guess if I had to choose, I would probably want the dry heat. I did grow up in Eastern Washington, which can get pretty hot. It's a dry heat though, compared to over here. Oh, I think I have another dog joining us. I'm on my live. I'm on my live. Okay. I got 2 huskies down here now because it's too hot for them upstairs. For some reason, Sierra wants to be outside no matter what. And she has a really thick coat. She is Malamute Husky, and she has a very thick coat of hair. But she wants to go out regardless. we have to basically keep her inside against her wishes. Yeah. Okay. I'm just trying to be careful around that edge. I might have to use a brush to do the skin tone. Try to do it with the makeup wedge and see what happens. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna do one. I'm gonna cut it. Cut it in half, make it a little smaller. I don't know why I squirted out so much of that. I put like a huge puddle and I just have a little tiny space. Okay, so I'm just gonna, again, try to go gently along the edge. And that's working pretty good. You can definitely use a makeup wedge or a brush if that's easier for you. This isn't too bad though. You just use the very side of it. And those are going to take a couple of coats to cover, so I'll let that one dry. And then I like to clean my score lines out if I can, when they're gonna be like visible. So you can see like, it's pretty good with the makeup wedge. Oh, I'm going to scoop it back in the bottle, for sure. I don't wanna waste that. Actually do that now because I don't really need that anymore. I don't know why I did that. It's getting crazy. I was like some of my paint party participants there for a minute. They always like, I give them little, what are they, like 2-ounce condiment cups. Oh, like there's always some that like fill the whole cup up. Like they're gonna use that whole cup of paint, and they never do. But I like to just kind of let them be free range and do what they do, and unless they need my assistance. Oh yeah, we got to do the nose. Now I got way too much paint on there. Okay. Hopefully I won't have to squirt more out. Okay, and then this part, you're gonna paint red. And then there's a 3D piece that goes over there so you don't have to worry about painting over that. Hopefully you can see this all right. Okay, and then this part I'm going to do red, and again, there is a score line here on the bottom. I think that is to make this like the fur trim, which would be white, and so I'm going to do it again with my makeup wedge on the edge and just kind of go along that line. And it's okay if it's not perfect. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and paint these pieces because these are going to be red. These are like the sleeves. These little berries, do those red. Okay, kind of all over the place. And then I gotta go back to this, which needs to be white. Okay, so for this one, because these have all those little score lines in them, you want to do light coats if you care about them being, if you want to leave them where they don't have a bunch of paint in them. So I suggest putting your makeup wedge in and then dabbing it off before you start painting, and then you're just going to lightly pounce your makeup wedge on there. And then you won't get it. You'll still have your lines there. If you don't care, you could always go around and clean them out, or you could like use a paint marker and just go over where the dashes are with like a fine tip marker. And I'm going to do my best to not fill them in. So far I'm doing pretty good. I'm surprised she didn't do the bottom part with the stitching. That'd be cute. kind of ready to get back to painting some fall stuff. Not just Christmas. One more week of Christmas in July. It is helping me get things painted for and ahead for the holidays, which is good. But I really need to probably be painting batches, and I haven't really been doing that. Okay, and then I'm gonna make his gloves black. I'm gonna go over these first, begin first. I have some cute fall stuff I want to paint. I might try to sneak some of that in tomorrow. And I have a file I created that I am working on. Just simple, but it's Halloween themed. Okay, let's set that over there. We'll probably do one more coat on his beard. And one more coat on his face. I know, I had to just move on from summer. I didn't get everything done that I wanted to, but that's okay. Summer's not usually a huge seller as far as like selling products, blanks and stuff. I am still getting some orders for summer stuff, but Christmas, fall are kind of where it's at as far as that goes. Okay, see, now I have to put more out because I put it all away. The rest of it dried up. I just put a little dab. You just paint stuff for yourself, Holly? I'm the worst. I like never end up really decorating for myself. I still have patriotic stuff on my shelf upstairs, which is fine. You can keep that up year round, honestly. But I didn't really do any like summer decor. Okay. I think that's good. We're his face. So once he dries, I'll do his eyes. And then I'm gonna hit his hat one more time. Red usually covers in 2 coats, which is always nice. Okay, I'm gonna set that over there. Oh, that's nice. They probably love that. Keep their house decorated. Okay, and I need to do some green. And I did pull it out, okay. And his nose one more time. Okay, I need a little black. See, I need somebody to paint things for me so I can decorate. No. Oh, let's see. Okay, so this part. Oh my gosh, sticking to me. And then I put this one over here. Okay, and then I'm gonna paint this base. I'm gonna do this black, and this is like a tiered base, so you have to paint both pieces on this one. Can't believe it. We're almost to the end of July. Summer's flying by. Okay. I will need to do another coat on that, but I'm gonna at least get one on there. And that should be covered up, yeah. Okay, and then I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna do this green. Let me grab that other one. I'll do the lush green on this one. Let me see. I forget what this one looks like. Light avocado. They're pretty close. That one's a little brighter. Okay, then I'm gonna do this one. enough. Here we go. Okay, so the tree, that also has some little score lines in it. Probably go in with some darker green maybe to give it some dimension. And then you can see, you'll be able to see just the little piece of the trunk of the tree. So just have some brown here. I'm gonna do that. And I'm kind of using all kinds of paint tonight. This is a chalk paint. Yeah. Okay. That's gonna need another coat. And then I gotta do, this is the green for the holly piece. And then I still need to do my star. So I think I'm gonna do it gold. And I have this folk art gold enamel. Oh, it's excited to come out. Squirt it all over the table. Well, that makes things easy. I got way too much out now. And as always, making a mess. So this one you don't need a coat underneath it. Sometimes with golds you have to put like a yellow underneath, but this one you don't need to do that, which is nice. And it is just, yeah, folk art enamel. I bought these thinking I was gonna paint on wine glasses, and that didn't ever happen. I think maybe I tried and it just like scratched off. I can't remember, it was so long ago. At least I think that's why I bought that. Because I have a bunch of paint that's like for painting on glass. But I never actually attempted to really do that. But I might have just bought that just because it was gold. It's lasted a long time. Okay. And I'm actually gonna go over this red again. Either I didn't do a very good job or it just needs another coat. And I actually missed a spot, so. Oh my gosh. I forgot I had to paint the bottom white. Boy, I am just making a mess tonight. Okay, that cleaned it up pretty good. I'm gonna let that dry before I go white on it. Let's do our green again. Okay. Still not sure about these little presents. Maybe once I get it put together, I'll decide. Okay. I'm gonna go across my base again. And then I'm gonna use, I think I'm gonna use my distress crayons tonight to do my kind of decorative stuff. Oh my gosh. Got that in some white. Alright. Okay, so this one. I'm guessing this is what I'm supposed to do here. The white trim on his suit. And then it has a tab at the bottom, and you can just paint over that piece. Should still fit in the base. At least I hope so. Okay. And then this has like a line down it. I'm guessing to be like the opening of his jacket. All right. Okay, so I'm going to use my distress crayons, and this is just black. These are Tim Holtz. I use these at my makeup wedge and go around the edges. And I think I'm gonna do black on the red. Sometimes I do white, sometimes I do black. But I'm just gonna I just have it on my makeup wedge like that, and then I just go around and lightly tap and swipe it on there. And you could do the same thing with paint, which is what I usually do for the white, because I don't use it. There is a white distress crayon, but I usually use paint. I don't know how well that works even. I don't ever use it. You'll just want to really make sure it's almost dry. And I'll do white around the black, so I'll show you how I do that. And then there's a little line here, like the crease of his arm. And for that, I'm just gonna put some of the Distress Crayon on the very edge of my makeup wedge and just swipe a little there. And these are I don't know what's the word I'm thinking. Word I'm trying to think of is water reactive. So if you put it on there and you don't like it, you can always wipe it off. Like I would use a baby wipe and just wipe it off and it will go away. Or if you want to move it, I've used a Q-tip and just get the Q-tip damp, and then you can just kind of go and dab or brush in the area that you want to move that around in. It's all very I don't know what I'm trying to say. Okay, and then some people do brown around the white, but I don't really like it. Depends on the project. But I tend to think it looks like dirty. So I usually do black. I don't know why that looks less dirty to me. But I'm just going around the edge of these, all the white pieces with a little black. And you don't have to do this at all. You could also sand it on the edges if you want like a more distressed look. I've been doing that with a lot of projects lately. But it's totally fine if you just don't want to do this step at all. You can just keep it simple. This is the brim of his hat. And I went all the way around on these, but sometimes depending on the project I only do one side. Just kind of depends on the look. And then I'll do the same around his beard. Just on these outside pieces. Just kind of makes it pop out. a little more. And then we still have to do his eyes and his rosy cheeks before we start gluing those. Okay, so all the white pieces are done. So I'm just gonna take the same makeup wedge that I've been using for the white and just dab until it feels pretty dry. And then same thing, I just kind of go around and tap on the edges. And I'm going to use the green that way. I wonder if my dogs are like, who's she talking to? Usually I'm talking to them. I can only see one of them. And then same with the berries, I'm gonna do these in white. So they look like little frosted berries. And then with the nose, I'm gonna make it like a rosy nose, so I will do that one in a minute. Let's see, what else needs white? The tree. The fun thing about these projects is that you can get as detailed or simple as you want. And I usually fall somewhere in the middle. I don't get too crazy detailed. Just enough to give it a little something extra. Whew. Okay, let's see, what am I missing? His hat. Oh no, that's gotta be black. Turn my glue gun on because I'm going to use that for putting on my tea light. Okay. And then I'm using, this is called Worn Lipstick for my cheeks. And this is just a blending brush. You can get these on Amazon. Excuse me. They come in like a big pack of different sizes. And I'm just gonna give him some rosy cheeks. You can do this with paint, it's a little harder. This is just so easy. I also have like some ink pads, and I've done the same thing with that. Same from Tim Holtz, Distress Inks. For his nose, I'm just gonna do clean that up a little bit. I'm just gonna do it across the top with the pink. So I'm just gonna put some pink on a makeup wedge, and then I just go across the top of it. don't know if you can tell with the lighting. Like that. My jagged nails. I'm gonna add a little more actually. Okay. You could do that once it's glued on too. Let's see, I think I'm ready to start gluing these. Oh no, I gotta do one more coat of the white so I can paint, or I can do the edges on this. I need to make a what do you call it? Tape board, so it's not sticking to me all the time. Oops. Okay. Got a little too much white on there. Okay, while that dries, I can do the black on the edges of the red. And then I think I'm gonna try to do it down this line. Just using the very edge. And I'm gonna add a little around up here, just because that's the area would be a little darker. You could get crazy shading if you really wanted to. For this kind of thing, I usually try to keep it simple. Okay, I'm gonna just dry this really quick. And then I'm gonna do just a little on the edge there. And the tape is everywhere. Should keep it on the same side, I guess. Probably would have been good to do this one overhead so you could see better what I'm doing here. Okay, so I'm gonna go along the edge here on the red side with the black. Just using that very edge of my makeup wedge. Just trying to make a mess apparently. I'm gonna use this clean side. Probably have to come back in and clean this up a little bit. Just trying to give it a little dimension to separate it from that white. So it doesn't look like all one piece. That makes sense. Not too bad. Okay, you can really see that. It's just adding a little dimension there. Is that the right word? I don't know. Okay. Now we glue. I think. Oh wait. I need to do his eyes. Okay, so for this I'm going to use this fine tip paint marker. It's just white, nice and fast. Go in, he has some score lines for his eyes. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to start by gluing this guy to the big piece. And I'm going to use my art glitter glue. Just refilled this. And you can buy these in like, this is 2 ounce, but I bought that and then I bought a bigger bottle and I just refill it. Get that lined up. Hopefully it doesn't slide around. Okay, and then I'm just going to put a little glue on here. And that is for his little puff piece on his hat. See, all right, first try, I got it in the right spot. Okay, and then you have to do the part with the tree before you put the arm down. I'm gonna do a little white on that. And there's score lines to help you line it up, but you're also going to flush it to the outside here. Okay. And then I'll glue this piece on. This guy's going to be our day 4 Christmas, whatever, 12 days of Christmas. Okay. And if you remember, I cut the wrong piece here. So I'm going to have a weird little gap in here, but that's okay. You're not going to see it. But apparently there is a solid piece that's part of the file. I just didn't see it. So there's score lines for where the hand is supposed to line up. Okay. So you can see there's this weird gap here. It's going to be covered by one of these pieces. But this would be, if you wanted to use the jingle bells, then you could hot glue your string in here and it would look like he's holding it, instead of having to figure out a way to have that on there. But I'm not going to do that. So it does come with a couple of jingle bells, so you have options, I guess, but I'm not going to use that tonight. I am going to use the tea light. Is this the right? It doesn't look right. Let me see. No, that's not right. That's that piece. Whoopsies. Okay. You gotta get the glue on the right piece. Okay, there we go. And now I got glue everywhere. Okay, so you see you can't even tell. And he's getting pretty cute. Okay, so let's do the rest of his base. Okay, this is the brim of his hat. So cute. This is his little eyebrows. He's really cute. There's another one I'm gonna do, and there's like a Mrs. Claus that you can do. I feel like they're kind of a set. They don't have to be, but normally I'm not really into Mrs. Claus. I don't know why. I'm all about Santa. Mrs. Claus, meh. But this one's really cute, so I'm actually going to do that one as a set. Okay, and then you got his little nose. Hopefully I did that right. Yep. Okay, and then his little holly. Just put that wherever. And let's see. Make sure you do the berries right. Oh my goodness. Good thing the glue dries clear. Okay, he's looking pretty cute. Okay, so I guess, there is a hole in this little star, so I guess I could put I could use this hole here. I'm gonna take this off so it's easier to work with. And how do I want to do this? I think I'm just gonna use some twine. Let's see. How can I make this cute? I want to do it like, I think where there's a bow at the top. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is line this up and then see where it lands. I'm gonna tie a knot at the top. Okay, and then I'm gonna put a bow. Let's see. Does that look done? This is kind of hard. Maybe I need to do it after I glue it. Okay, so I'm gonna put a little glue on here. Get this lined up. My problem is that this string makes it stick up. Okay, where is my clamps? Oh, whoop, dropping stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna clamp this on here so it stays in place. Sorry, Sierra. Did I get ya? Here. Probably. Can you see her? No. Come here. She always likes her. Come here. She won't come up. Which is probably a good thing because she's a big dog. Okay, so I'm gonna glue this over the top now. Oh no. 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 Okay. Maybe just put a small jute bow over the hole. Oh yeah. Too late, Holly. It's too late. Okay. This is gonna work. I just need to get my knot out without destroying the rest of the piece. You could do that though. She's grumpy from being inside all day. Are you grumpy? Okay, I'm just going to tie a simple bow at the top here. So it looks like he's holding it. This is not dry, but That worked out. You could probably maybe add something to that. I don't know. And I'm actually going to use my hot glue for the star because with the jute tied through it, it does not want to, it's not laying flat. Get on there. Okay. It's pretty cute. Huh. Okay. Now I need to finish his base. I'm just going to do a little white around the black. I think the people just got to the Airbnb. Hopefully they got in. It didn't alert me and I can't really see it on my phone since I'm using my phone. Sierra. We're almost done. I think I'm gonna leave the presents off. I think he's cute without. That'd be just like a lot of stuff going on. But the option's there. Okay, motion detected. Hopefully they got in the house. Usually my watch will tell me, but it's not updating me. All right, so I have a tea light here. I'm just gonna put a little glue around this area, I guess. And then stick it on there so it'll kind of protrude out the back there. This way you can still access it to change the light out. Super cute. Oh, he's so cute. He's even cuter than I thought he was gonna be. Now, if you wanted to do the presents, you could put him right here. I don't know. I think he's cuter without it. So I'm gonna leave it just like that. Okay, so this is a sneak peek of tomorrow's Christmas. What is it? 12 days of Christmas. Tomorrow will be day 4, 3, 4. But yeah, he's really cute. And then this was today's 2 different ornaments, little gingerbread, baking gingerbread, got her little apron on, and then the little friends, sweet friends it says. But yeah, this will be tomorrow's option. So thanks for watching. Thanks for always hanging out with me, Holly. Have a great rest of your day. Good night.